we'll go ahead and get started. I'll introduce County Executive Baker, who will give some comments, and then I'll take it from there. So, County Executive Baker.
Thank you, Chief. I just wanted to get a chance. I've actually taken a ride around some of the areas that's been affected. Probably no surprise to anyone who's been watching this. Yesterday was an eventful day in Prince George's County and throughout this region, not only because of the fires, but because the wind caused it. And I think as the Chief's going to give you more detail, the fires that happened in Prince George's County and the wind took them across the county and did some damage, a lot of damage throughout the county. One of the things that I want to do before I turn it back over to the Chief is just thank some of the hardworking people who helped us out. This was certainly a chance for me as county executive, the new county executive, to see our emergency team get together, to go into our center over in Lanham and watch them coordinate with our surrounding jurisdictions. I want to thank the surrounding counties and city for the help they did. We got help as far away as West Virginia, Baltimore City, the District of Columbia, our friends in Virginia helped out. But I also want to thank, we got the mayor here, Mayor Craig Moe of Laurel, where a big part of this, what happened yesterday, happened in his city. His folks came out, they stayed with us. They've got this truck that's providing food for our folks. So I want to thank them. I want to thank the millions of volunteers, a lot of volunteers that came out and helped out yesterday. I also want to thank the brave men and women of our fire department who, as career and volunteer, came out and did a great job. We had almost everybody out on call yesterday. We had the police department out here, and we have our director, Brian Moe, here from Homeland Security, whose office was helping coordinate it. This truly was an effort of Prince George's County coming together. We had the state step in and help out, and of course I had to issue a state of emergency for Prince George's County. Hopefully we can recoup some of the money we've spent, but one, I just want to say how proud I am to be county executive, working with these men and women who put their lives on the line and who did a great job in bringing this under control. We've got a couple I think Chief is going to talk about that that are going to be ongoing for a few more days that we're going to get our hands around. With that, Chief, we turn it back over. Oh, before I do that, Mayor Craig Moe here, I'd like for him to step up and see that work.
Thank you, Mr. Executive. Let me just first, I want to thank our county executive. As you heard him say, it's been a cooperation between the county, the city, the state, and many other organizations. It's nice to have a leader that reaches out to the city as well as other organizations to really help the citizens of Prince George's County. So it was your leadership. I want to thank you for that and all the hard work that the fire service did to put this under control. Both our career and volunteer did an outstanding job, and I want to thank them as well. So thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Before I turn it over to the Chief, let me just say this. I want to thank the governor for of course, coming in and helping out. I talked to him last night. He offered whatever assistance they could do at the state level. And I also want to thank the Red Cross for coming in and working with our department. We have a couple of families that are displaced, and so Red Cross has stepped in, and our county will be working with them to do all we can. Chief, give us a brief.
Okay, I'm going to do a briefing of the overall events of the county that will include the event here at Van Dusen. We're calling this the Van Dusen Fire. We had 7 major fires in Prince George's County yesterday. In total, approximately 1,000 acres burned. In addition to the 1,000 acres burned, 12 occupied homes suffered damage. The majority of those from brush-related incidents. There were a few other house fires that the 50 and 60 mile an hour winds drove to other homes nearby. So a total of 12 occupied homes, a total of 12 unoccupied abandoned homes, and an additional amount of approximately 20 outbuildings, barns, garages, sheds that were all destroyed in the event. Additionally, at this site, at the Van Dusen fire, we had numerous construction vehicles and different equipment that was being used in both the construction of the intercounty connector and the abandoned concrete plant and the mulch plant that were burned up. At this fire, we estimate the loss at approximately $1 million. The the other fires in the county, another aggregate loss of approximately $1 million. So almost $2 million in damage from these fires in the last 24 hours. The Fire EMS department had over 500 people working the incident, all of the incidents over the course of the day. And as the county executive indicated, those were from as far away as West Virginia, Washington County, Maryland, Cecil County, Caroline County, Queen Anne, all of the counties on the other side of the bridge, Chesapeake Bay Bridge. That was coordinated through the Maryland Emergency Management Agency after we exhausted our resources in Prince George's County and through our Council of Governments agreements with this region. We continue to have smoldering areas at 3 of the fires, the Van Dusen fire, the Piscataway fire, and the Chalk Point fire. We continue to have smoldering areas at. This fire in particular was approximately 400 acres, 2 miles from start to finish. It started on the western side of the county, hopped over I-95, and then headed east and south from there before firefighters were able to get their hands around it. We were fortunate that the intercounty connector construction had occurred because it took away a lot of the brush and trees that would have caused us a lot more problems. So with that, I'll open it up for any questions and go from there.
Any consideration of maybe looking at the operations over at the mulch? You plan to have piles of that size, in one place? I think mulch is prone to combust sometimes on its own.
Well, I mean, we'll have to look at the permitting requirements that exist for those. That's something that's under the purview of environmental resources. That's definitely something we'll look at. But typically, we're able to get to these events and put them out. What's not typical is the 50 and 60 mile an hour winds, and that hampered our ability to get to the fires.
And was there any issues with water pressure? We heard some jurisdictions had so much that they actually...
No, we're actually fortunate that we're at the headwaters of our treatment plant, which gives us as much pressure as we're possibly going to have. We did ask WSSC to try to up the pressure. They were giving us as much as they could. The bigger problem is that there's very limited hydrants in the woods and the areas that the folks were at. So we had as much pressure as we could get.
Just for the county executive.
Yes.
You lifted the emergency. How long was that?
We deactivated it at 12 o'clock. I issued it last night, both for the fact that we were using so many of our personnel and using up our resources. So it was lifted at 12 o'clock today.
So what is it you're going to go look at today? You
Sorry?
said you're going to take a ride. What are you looking at?
Well, really, I just want to see what the damage is out here. Some of the smoldering. This is one of the places where we're still going to be looking at for the next couple of days. So I want to get a good assessment of what's going on over here. You mentioned a question about the mulch. As we look and analyze what has happened over yesterday, quite honestly, every department in the county is going to look at this and see where we can actually do it better. As the chief said, we're fortunate to have water pressure right here at WSSC, but we want to see our action. And yesterday was a good opportunity for me to see how our various departments come together. Okay.
Is this a setback at all with the ICC?
I don't think it's going to be. I think we should be fine with the ICC. It's one of the questions we asked because I know the opening is going to happen on Tuesday, and so I think we'll be in good shape. As you know, yesterday the governor was kind of concerned because the 95 was shut down because of the smoke and things of that nature. But I think we should be fine for the opening of ICC on Tuesday.
Mr. Baker, Chief Baker, we have some of our firefighters that were working yesterday lined up.
Great. Yeah, one more.
Yeah, one more piece. We were fortunate to have not had any fatalities in yesterday's incidents. This was a historic event for Prince George's County. I've talked to firefighters that have been around for over 40 years that have never seen anything like this in the history of the department. We did have 3 minor injuries to firefighters. One of those was held overnight for observation at Prince George's Hospital. The other 2 were treated and released. One of those was from this event, the Van Dusen fire, and one was from the Chalk Point fire. But we were very fortunate. We did lose a fire department brush truck in the Chalk Point fire that was burned up. And we estimate right now thousands of feet of fire hose has been lost that had to be quickly abandoned by crews that were overcome by fire. So we were fortunate that our injuries were minor.
Thank you.
Chief, learn anything from this in terms of just how you attack this sort of thing? I mean, like you said, unique circumstances with the wind, but what lessons are you taking away from this?
Yeah. Become a weatherman and have less wind. One of the big things we learn from all of these types of events is our command and control capabilities and what we can do better to serve our crews better. So that's one thing we're going to be looking at in our after-action report. Our command staff did a fantastic job from a command and control perspective, but it's these firefighters on the ground right over here that are the ones that really deserve the credit for putting their lives on the line, getting out there in front of this thing. They did what they were trained to do. Commanders did what they were trained to do, and we will have a full after-action report that we'll look at what lessons learned we can pull out of this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Light time, sure. I